congratulations, Alex. You had a great day. You had 3 of your articles published in one day.
Well, yeah, that's got it done.
Yeah, turning into our real journalistic tiger.
I know. Thank you very much.
So
you want to know what they actually were?
I do. That's why I'm talking to you.
You actually
Our viewers want to know. Our viewers want to know what the hell you're writing about.
Well, it's the thing that people do in the bedroom, and then it's what happens after.
You mean sex?
Well, unfortunately, it's all in the worst way possible.
Okay.
So I did my report on the first one that came out today was on California public education.
Okay.
I actually, and you'll admit that I had trouble recording a couple episodes because I was feeling physically sick.
Yeah, our viewers will remember that you were really down on the dumps, that you had to plow through all the pornography and child pornography.
And by child pornography, I mean pornography given to children. That's what I mean.
That's child pornography. Yeah.
It's a whole new basically the California sex ed.
Well, they would teach this pornography teaches children how to be pornographic.
Basically, it teaches. I mean, now at what age would you say should a child or should a human being be doing sex?
About 95.
Okay. You broke that rule. Okay, what age? No.
I mean, okay, masturbation probably around 12 for guys, and probably around 10 for women, girls. I'm talking about sexual relationships. Well, that is a sexual relationship. You're having it with yourself.
It's another person.
Oh, another person. Okay. So you're kind of the Bill Clinton school here. Okay.
Don't you do that to me. That's disgusting.
Okay, so if you're talking about sex with other people, not with animals or not with yourself.
Okay, with lasting consequences.
I mean, other sentient beings, right? Okay. Well, then I would say after the masturbatory thing runs its course, so to speak, probably in your early 20s, sexual experimentation.
20s. Okay. Yep. Okay, so when should serious conversations about sex happen?
For guys, they should be informed by their parents about sexual happenings and the mechanics of sex around the age of 12.
Okay. Well, what grade is that? Would you say
I think that's like 8th grade.
Just branching into junior high, basically. Okay.
Yeah.
So one of the things that they will be doing is in first grade. This is mandatory, no opt out. Kindergarten and first grade, you will be instructed how gender is fluid. And you can be whichever gender you'd like, and that is in kindergarten and first grade. That's starting.
There's no opting out. There's no opting out.
You can opt out for the mechanics of how sex works. But by 3rd or 5th grade, I believe you'll be explained to how anal sex works with homosexual partners.
Fellatio.
And you also will be given. You'll also be given children's literature.
Okay. With diagrams and pictures.
With diagrams, pictures of everything. Right. Explanations on how to properly masturbate. The whole works.
Properly? You mean I've been doing it wrong all these years?
I don't know. But on top of, if that's not bad enough, it's the fact that it's given to you by a non-parent. Yeah, a non-parent. It could be
a stranger.
Effectively a stranger, yeah. Somebody that's been indoctrinated themselves with the sex and that thinks that sex, and they're probably a young whatever person, who's very active in sex themselves, sexually active. And so they're at the point in their life where they think sex is the best thing ever. And so they're explaining something that probably is beyond their pay grade to kids that barely have even sexual feelings.
Mm-hmm. Well, I did read your article. This one I did read. I haven't read the other two, but this one I did read. And what amazed me was the people who are defending this curriculum. You know what they say? They're their key argument is, we want all children to feel comfortable.
Well, I mean, kids don't even know what to feel comfortable in.
Well, that's the point. I mean, it's a ridiculous thing to say.
Well, it's also I think the greatest stupidity of it, the core reason for this even happening in the first place, is because parents have decided to let schools do the parenting for them.
Absolutely.
That's the biggest mistake of all, is allowing schools to be the surrogate parents.
No, I agree with you. It's the parents' fault that this is all happening.
I mean, if you are aware that this is happening, this is the first time you've ever heard of this, and you have a child enrolled in a California school, I believe you are an immoral person if you do not either limit the teacher in any way possible or get your child out of the public system.
Well, I was talking to Grace Wallace today at lunch, a friend of yours, and she's part of a movement to actually remove their kids from the schools, to exit. It's Project Exit.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening. They're organizing to actually remove their kids from public education over this.
See, it's actually fully going to be implemented this May. That's 2019.
I know. You
know when it was signed by the governor?
3 years ago, right? 2 years
signed
ago.
in 2016 by Governor Jerry Brown.
Right.
It has been literally there for 3 years, and to undo it would take maybe 10 years. Well,
it's going to happen faster if two things happen. If people take their kids out of school, just take them out, homeschool them until this is resolved. Number two, school boards have to defund those projects. Take the money away. The money away. That's the only way this is going to stop.
Well, at a reasonable pace. You can't systemically elect enough people so that they can introduce a new bill so that it can go up through and then decide. I know. You could do it that way, but that'll take at minimum 15 years. Minimum. Right.
Now, let's move on to the other article. I understand that Senator Chuck Schumer from New York actually answered a question in a press conference that you posed to the senator.
As well as I asked one question to two different people, and they gave me two different answers. And so I wrote a story on how each person answered me. The first person was at a Republican press conference with Representative Kevin McCarthy and Stephen Scalise. He walks around with a cane. He's a survivor of a deadly shooting by a Bernie Sanders supporter.
Yeah.
Radical leftist.
Radical leftists shooting people. Yeah.
So anyway, he's one of the first victims of the culture wars.
Yeah. Shooting culture war. Yeah.
Unfortunately. So I actually asked the question to Kevin McCarthy, but he deferred to Scalise because it was really Scalise's thing.
What did he say?
My question was wrong. You didn't ask me the right question. My question was better. My question was, if a child, according to the Affordable Health Care Act, if a child is born and they
survive.
They survive an abortion.
The abortion attempt.
Yeah, the abortion fails, which is the medical procedure fails, and the child lives.
Right.
And they do not immediately provide medical care to the child.
Right.
And it dies. Is that infanticide? And Scalise's answer is, yes, infanticide. It's murder. It's wrong.
Obviously, it is.
And he expressed a lot of sadness in the fact that he's trying to bring up a bill, not a resolution, a bill to fix this called the Abortion Survivors
Protection Act.
Protection Act. Thank you. What he needs to do is get 218 signatures, and they actually broke a record in terms of the amount of people who signed this petition within 1 day.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, the clerk reported that there's never been a discharge petition that's gotten that many signatures within the first day.
Wow.
They're at 200 signatures. They need 218. So call up Carbajal and tell him to sign, or whoever your local rep is, and tell him to sign. So that was Scalise's response. Mm-hmm. Chuck, on the other hand,
Chucky Poo.
So,
Chucky Poo.
Not Charlie, but Chuck.
Right, Chuck Schumer.
So this is a Democrat press conference. Feinstein's there, Klobuchar's there, and they're all. So you have to understand, Schumer, he always is doing this.
Right.
I don't know what he does with it.
That's the trademark, yeah.
He just like he's like the little Grim Reaper, or like a little.
Yeah, I know. He's
like a little gargoyle, basically.
I'd hate to be an 11-year-old girl with him and Joe Biden in the same room.
Stop! What is wrong with your weird fantasies? Anyway, so I did what any young reporter who wanted to get a question out of him did. I looked him in the eyes, and we made eye contact, and I raised my hand first.
Oh, very gay.
At least it's not homosexual.
Right.
And then, and I asked him the exact same question. And he was furious. Oh, he was so ticked off.
He didn't want that question.
Oh, he didn't want that question at all. So he pounds his fists on the podium going, Republican, he never says Republican. He only says my Republican friends. He doesn't say anything else.
Well, that's the decorum of the Senate. You're supposed to act that way.
Yes, the established. Yeah. So anyway, he goes, my Republican friends are fear-mongering this or this. Of course infanticide is it's already illegal. We don't... It's like, I mean, I would have loved to have follow-up questions like, well, why is it that the CDC reported that of the states that actually reported it, and California is one of the states that doesn't report this, there are babies that survive an abortion and die. Yeah. After they're out of the womb. They die because they're not given medical assistance. Oh, 140.
I wish you had a follow-up question. I wish you did have a follow-up question because he's right. He's half right. See, the liberals, they love half-truths. Oh. They love half-truths. It is true that it is illegal right now to take an infant. Oh, here's an infant. I'm going to kill it. Okay? That's illegal. What he's not aware of and what he doesn't want to answer is the fact that every doctor takes the Hippocratic Oath. The Hippocratic Oath states, do no harm. Okay. Now, a baby survives an abortion.
No, that's not true. In some schools, they remove that part. It's like the Divine Liturgy in the Catholic Church. They just change it. They just change it.
I have not heard about that.
Yeah, sometimes they do that. Yeah.
They have.
Just like seminaries, even medical schools can be postmodern.
They do not take the Hippocratic Oath. You're telling me that doctors do not take the Hippocratic Oath?
Well, I'm
going to research that because I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I really don't believe you.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope to goodness I'm wrong.
We're going to do a whole thing on that, okay? But anyway, so get back to his lie, okay? His half truth. What if a doctor is presiding over an abortion and the abortion fails and the infant lives? It is strictly against the ethics of medical ethics and the Hippocratic Oath to not give assistance immediately.
Well, it's also against the medical ethics to kill the baby in the first place, like 5 minutes ago.
I know.
What the big issue is that the woman wants to not have to deal with this. She wants the convenience, or she has this, right. There's a million different reasons
and she
why
won't even give the sperm back to the donor. She won't even give the man back his sperm.
Whatever the reason is, the Democrat, so
sick.
This is what the Democrats stand on. This is what they believe. They believe that because this woman, for whatever reason, doesn't want the child because it will infringe on her career, her happiness, or whatever.
She wants to get laid by a different guy. Come on.
Whatever it is.
Let's be men of the world here. Come on, stop this bullshit.
You can do
women's health.
This
is all bullshit. This is all bullshit.
Okay. I will transcend you by saying that some women are just abused or neglected or told the wrong thing or lied to. It is true. It is downright true. Some women are downright manipulated and lied to and taken advantage of by men who don't want to deal with the baby.
Right. Okay. Let's move to the other article because I think we're going to beat that one to death.
All three. Pay attention. Your pants should be up.
But my pants are not up.
Pay attention. Pay attention.
My pants are not up, so there you go.
Pay attention.
So, ladies and gentlemen, especially you ladies out there, remember that while you're having sex, please hold an aspirin between your knees.
That's not all what I said. And don't teach it to first graders either.
And don't teach it to first graders either, right? And I got to tell you something. Chuck Schumer will never, ever answer another question from you.
Nope.
Congratulations, Alex, our man in D.C. Wonderful. Cheers.
Cheers.